Hello everyone, welcome back to SBR Pythons. Today we're going to do a video talking about eggs and egg boxes. You can see I've got my sort of demo box out for you guys. This is actually all set up ready for a clutch that's dropping next week at the time of recording. So I'm recording this on Tuesday the 5th of May. You guys will be seeing this Sunday. Sort of a week from today or 6 days is the next clutch. So the day after you're watching this video, the next clutch is due, which is black pewter pied to cinnamon het pied. I'm getting it confused with my panda clutch. So this is all sort of set up, ready to go for that clutch. It's got a little bit of condensation on the lid because I've had it set up for about a month, to be honest. I set all of mine up at once. But I'm not going to talk about how I set boxes up or anything like that. There's plenty of that on YouTube already. I'm just going to talk a little bit about sort of substrates. I've got to check my other sort of two clutches today, which I'll show you sort of you what I'm doing a little bit. But this is how I set up my egg boxes. It's very simple. So this is a lady's shoebox off of eBay. Quite a few people have started using these boxes. They're really good, to be fair. I mean, I'll show you in a minute. I've got a 7-egg clutch here in the incubator now, but you can easily get 9 or 10 eggs in here. It's nice and deep, so you can still get clutch in here if you don't want to separate them or anything like that. But this is a really good box, as I say. And what I've got in here is Vermiculite. I'm using this year. And I really like the Vermiculite, but I do think I'll be switching next year. But what I'm doing at the minute is I'm just going to get the light diffuser out, and I'm going to show you that it's not too wet. So right now you can see, if you squeeze it, I mean, it's damp, but I'm not getting any sort of water out of it. I don't use any specific one-to-one sort of ratios or anything like that. So the three substrates really to talk about are Vermiculite, Hatchrite, and also a koi filter. And I'll talk a little bit more detail sort of which I think is the best at the end of this video. I'll give you a hint. It's not a Vermiculite, haven't used it. But we'll talk a little bit about that later on. First things first, I'm going to switch this box out and get another box, and sort of we're going to have a look at the first clutch and see how they're getting on. They've been in the incubator for 4 weeks now, so sort of 28 days. So around halfway through the incubation process, we'll have a look at what's going on. So here we go then, guys. This is the first clutch of SBR's season. It's black pastel het pied to a black pewter pied. As I say, it's been in there for 28 days now, or 4 weeks exactly. You can see there's a nice condensation build up on the roof of the tub there. These eggs are probably starting to breathe a little bit, not too much yet. So that's mainly just from sort of how damp and humid it is in there, which is exactly what you want, to be fair. I mean, I'll just open it up straight away, and because I've got to just check them, we'll give them a little candle. The only thing is, make sure you don't drip them, sort of as you're pulling the lid off. But what I'm going to do first things first is all that condensation on the lid. We don't want that dropping onto the eggs. So all I'm going to do is get a tissue and just wipe all of that off completely thoroughly. And while we're on the subject, a few people have asked me how often I check my eggs or open my eggs. It is very exciting, and so you can it is easy. You do want to open it up and just see what's going on. The only good thing about having a glass incubator, as you can see, I've got all the condensation off there, guys. The only good thing about a glass incubator is I can see what is going on through the incubation, or through the incubator door, sorry. So I don't have to keep opening it. But I open these once a week, and that is it. Just to do a sort of change of air, because I don't have any air holes in here. I'll put the lid back on just quickly to keep the little bit of heat that's left in there while I talk. I don't have any air holes just because the eggs don't really need to breathe at this stage. And to be fair, they're doing exactly perfectly as I'd expect 4 weeks in without them. And I just don't see the need. I will be, I think, keeping the babies in here until they fully shed out as well. Maybe I'll put an air hole in then so that they've got some sort of airflow, I'm not sure. But just sort of opening it up once a week changes that air anyway. So what you're doing is just getting the old air from in the incubation box out and putting some fresh in. But what I'm going to do now is switch all the lights off completely, close the curtains, and we'll have a little candle on these eggs and see what's going on. So here we go. I will start up this end because I know that this egg, I hope these eggs are all good. So all I've got is a little torch, and we'll just candle them. So as I said, they've been in there for 28 days now. You can see, hopefully there's some nice veins in there still. It's sort of really cool to see in the eggs, I must admit, guys. Here's a big egg, and again, hopefully those veins are going to be coming through. Looks like they're coming through perfect, which is exactly what I hoped. Again, another perfect egg. That's a really nice strong vein down here. And once more, a beautiful pearly white with beautiful veins. So just quickly guys, editing this video we've noticed that in egg 1 and egg 4 you can actually start to see some movement, which is really cool, and we missed this when I was candling because of the angle that I was actually having the torch at, but just thought I'd highlight that to you guys because I did miss it in the video. And then as you can see here guys, there's no veins in this egg. So this is the boob egg, as you can see, and this had no veins at all. It had an embryo, but it does look to me like the embryo's there. It's very tiny. It's just holding in there. I'm not sure this egg will make it full term. I think it will make it full term, but I'm not sure it's going to hatch out. It feels perfect, but you know, there's no veins, so therefore, is there an oxygen flow and can it get the yolk and things like that? So I don't think this one will make it, sadly. But we've got 4 beautiful eggs there. And as you can see, it's starting to get a little bit dimpled there as well, which is really cool. I mean, I'm no egg expert. This is my first year. I'm not trying to tell you guys what to look for. I'm just literally talking you through what I'm seeing. And to be fair, these are some amazing eggs. I'll flip the lights back on just quickly. These are some amazing eggs, as I say, guys. They're nice and big. To be fair, if you see in a minute when I compare it to the next class, this one here is especially big. They weighed in at 562 grams, which is a nice healthy weight for a clutch of eggs. Hair somehow got on there, but I'm just going to put these straight back in the incubator, guys, because I don't want to dwell on them too long and have them out of the incubator for too long, and we'll get the next clutch out. So next up, guys, this is the clutch that was laid a week ago at the time of recording, just around 2 weeks ago from when you guys are seeing this, which is the Entry Pin Yellow Belly Het Pied to Banana Gravel Het Pied. I'm incredibly pleased with how this clutch is coming on, and the fact that, as I say, 7 eggs. Wow, I think this is my first opportunity talking about it on YouTube. I had low expectations, I'll be honest, guys. The male was 450 grams old, only 6 months old. 6 months old, 450 grams, and he only had 1 visual lock with her. So I didn't think he'd got that much sperm in, and if he had got sperm in, was it viable at his age? But yes, clearly it was. I thought she was going to slug out or have 2 or 3 eggs, and she ended up having a whopping 7 egg clutch, which shocked me in all of the right ways. But again, all I'm going to do here, guys, I won't sort of repeat myself, is just wipe off the lid. I mean, you can see the eggs there, guys. Nice pearly whites. But as I was saying, you've got slightly smaller eggs here. The eggs do differ in size. But this clutch came in at 620 grams, so only 52 grams or something like that difference, but 2 extra eggs. But these babies will probably hatch out slightly smaller. So I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to switch all the lights off and we'll have a little candle on them. So here we go, guys. This is the first time I've candled them since pulling them, so I'm not sure what to expect. I believe this egg here has got very weak veins, so it'll be interesting to see if it's still got veins at this stage. But there's egg number 1. You can see some perfect veins in there. Egg number 2, again, some perfect veins in there. Egg number 3, the exact same. Perfect veins. I'm going to leave that egg and come back to it. This is a very small egg, but as you can see, some beautiful veins in there. Some more beautiful veins in there. I'm really chuffed with this clutch, guys, as you can tell. That's some really strong veins in there as well. And then finally, there you go. That's actually made me really happy. I'm over the moon with that, guys. I do hope that's coming across, because this little egg here I was worried about slightly. It didn't have any veins or very, very weak veins 1 week ago. But as you can see there, the veins are incredibly powerful this week. So that's really made my day, because that means that egg should definitely make it full term. So there we go, guys. I'm over the moon with those veins on that boob egg. Chuffed is the word I'm going to say there. But you can quickly see here how I reckon you can get 9 eggs in here if they're sort of, I would say this is average size, because you can easily get another one there, and then I would reckon you can get 4 along here. So the boxes are a perfect size, but I don't want to keep this one out for too long, so we'll pop this back in the incubator, and we'll set the camera back up as normal, and we'll just go over substrates a little bit, and yeah, I'm well chuffed with that one, guys. So there we go, guys. Just a quick look at 2 of the clutches, the 2 clutches I've got in the incubator at the time of recording. These are the 2 sires. So this is the sire to the first clutch, the black pewter pied that went over the black pastel het pied. I'm looking for a female panda there, if I just pop him back quickly. And then this is probably my favourite boy in the collection, because of how, as I say, how he got it done this year in terms of being so young and getting the job done the way that he's, 7 eggs. That's all I have to say. I'm still blown away by it a week on, but I'll just pop him back. But I'm really chuffed, as you could tell in that video. I'm so thrilled with that one little boob egg developing veins. because as I said last week, get back in there, boy. Last week, it had incredibly weak veins. It almost didn't like appear that they had it. So I'm really happy with that. Hopefully that means, as I said, that egg will make it full term along with the rest of that clutch. It's a perfect clutch. But I just want to quickly touch upon substrates in egg boxes. So first of all, you've got the Vermiculite. Vermiculite and Hatchrite are the same in that you can put 1.1 ratio of water to substrate in terms of weight. So for example, 200 grams of water, 200 grams of Hatchrite or Vermiculite. I believe that's correct. I know it is for the Hatchrite. Vermiculite, I'm not 100% sure, and because, to be honest, I for the reason I'm going to say now, I use a light diffuser, and it's perfect because you don't have to worry about how much water you put in. And that's the same with both of those products because you've got that light diffuser, which is the white sort of, I don't even know how, well, it's a white light diffuser, but it's that, you saw it in the video then, that's what you sit on the top of the substrate, and you put your eggs on that, and that is perfect because the eggs can't contact to the Vermiculite or the Hatchrite or whatever bedding you're using, so you can pretty much have 100% humidity, which is perfect, without having to worry about your eggs sort of getting too damp or anything like that. The only thing is make sure they don't touch the sides, and as I said, just keep an eye on the top to make sure they're not dripping onto the eggs. As you can see, they're not dripping onto my eggs, which is perfect. If they were, what I would do is just raise one side so that the water drips down, just sort of down the side of the egg box, or even Alan Ara have come up with a fantastic idea of putting a sheet of plastic over the top to protect the eggs. But the next one I want to move on to is Hatchrite. This is probably what I'll start using next year, just because Vermiculite is very dirty. I mean, I've still got some of it on my hand from the start of this video. It can be a very dirty substrate to work with in terms of it gets everywhere when it's dry, and when it's wet, it's even worse. It sticks to everything. So I'll be honest, I'm not looking forward to cutting eggs, or if I decide not to cut eggs, either way, I'm not looking forward to that because the yolk with the mixture of the Vermiculite will go everywhere. But, you know, that's why I decided to go with this year. As I said, that's probably why I'll go with Hatchrite next year. Slightly more expensive, but in my opinion, it's a slightly more premium product. And I believe that's what quite a lot of breeders in the UK are working with now. I know Neighbours Constrictors, I believe Urban Constrictors. There's quite a few of the UK breeders using the Hatchrite now, and sort of worldwide. JP, for example, at Reptile Canada. I completely got that name butchered, but you know who I mean. And then the final one is Koi Filter. So Chris Thomas did a video on this, and I believe Richard Debney uses it as well, and a few other people, not springing to mind, but I've seen it in other collections and on other sort of egg videos and things like that, where you put 12 ounce deli cup full of water into the bottom of the egg tray, also the egg box. I'm talking about sort of the egg boxes I use here as an example, so if you're going to do it, work out your ratios. But put 12 ounces of water in, just put the koi filter on the top. That absorbs the water, but it's thick, so the water doesn't get through and onto the eggs, so you can put the eggs directly on it. To me, it looks perfect because it's 100% humidity, absolutely ace. I won't be using it because I like separating my eggs, just a personal preference, sorry. And so you can't put straws and things or golf tees or whatever into the koi filter to keep the eggs together. So if you're planning on separating your eggs, I don't think it's the best to sort of use because I don't want to risk rolling the eggs. I mean, there's two methods: how they rust or how they lay is how they stay, or you can sort of switch the embryo to the top. I've done both. The first clutch I've rolled sort of around to make sure I found the embryo and put to the top. The second clutch I've just done how they laid is how they stayed, and both are looking perfect as you can see. So. But I'm rambling at this point. I do hope you've enjoyed today's video. It's not been an educational video. It's just sort of a little bit of a chat to me, to you. Some of you, as I say, are going to have experiences with this. Some of you aren't. So you got to see a little bit of what I do on a Tuesday, which is when I check my eggs. As I say, just once a week. That's all it will be, guys. But as I say, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'll keep you up to date with the eggs and everything else that's going on at SBR. Thank you for all the support. And leave a like, leave a comment, turn the notification bell on, and the subscription button, and I'll see you guys next week. Cheers, guys.